Hello and welcome to the Hope Hotline. Thank you for tuning in on
Hello.
on there was an echo. You guys didn't hear, but I did it. So I have no earbuds in, so I'm going to solve that problem in 2 seconds. But it's Good Friday, so happy Good Friday to everybody.
Yeah.
And the first question really is, why is Good Friday good?
Yeah.
Like, I never thought of it. I was like, that is such a great question. What makes Good Friday so good? Because to them,
Right.
Good Friday is pretty rough.
Yeah.
I was like, when you hear the question, you're going to be seriously like, I never had that perspective before in my life about Good Friday.
Right.
But you must be new to your Christian walk or something. I don't know. But I found this. I'm going to read it. I found this, and I thought this was so good. It says, Good Friday is the heartbreak. Easter Sunday is the hope. Jesus didn't just rise from the dead. He rewrote the story of what's possible.
Good.
I love that.
Love
and it
that.
says, no wound too deep, no mistake is too far gone. And is that that is such great hope.
I love that.
He is not here. He is risen. And if you've been stuck in a Good Friday place, this is for you to remember. You are not finished because the resurrection is real and it's still happening.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Which his famous words were, it is finished. But we're not finished.
Right.
It's only begun for us.
Only the beginning.
You want to do the thing really quick?
Yes.
And hello to everybody on every platform, Facebook. I don't even think Facebook's working for us because we've been banned on other platforms right now. But if you're on not Instagram, if you're on YouTube, which we've been banned there too. So hello, TikTok. Hello,
Hey,
hello
TikTok.
So
Yeah. Exciting.
oh, Rumble too.
Yes, Rumble, YouTube, but we'll do that. Yeah. So real quick, if you're on TikTok, hello guys, welcome. If you want to get a better user experience, you can go over to Rumble, or you can click the link in either of our bios. I think Hope has something, maybe not, but if not, go to the Hope Hotline on TikTok and you can find it, or just go to Rumble or YouTube and just search in the Hope Hotline and you'll be able to watch us live today. We're excited to have you guys on. We're going to be talking about Good Friday and all kinds of good stuff. Our podcast is all about questions. And so we have a few questions for you guys. If you're on Rumble, say hello. We'd love to see who's here. And if you could, over on underneath the thing, it says repost. So you can just write, watch live with us. And then you can also like it as well. We're just trying to get out there on Rumble. Rumble doesn't really love pushing out live as much. So usually sharing the post, sharing the link and all that kind of stuff, if you want to get people in the Rumble, is the best way to do it. But they do have the repost there. So we're going to try that. Say hello in the comments. And also if you're on YouTube, same thing. If you want to hop over to Rumble, you can. But before you go, say hi, and then you can subscribe as well. If you're on Facebook, there's a few of you on there. So hello. Make sure you are like, share, and comment as well, so we know that you're watching with us. And then if you're on Black Robe, that is always available for you guys. It's our own platform, so you can watch live on there. If you're looking for the replay, check out Rumble or YouTube, and especially if you're on the audio podcast and you want to watch this. So that will be up later today if you are looking for that, to send that to somebody. And we're on all the platforms. Any place that you can listen to audio, we are there. Moving right along, we'll ask that you guys send in your questions to askhope@hopehotline.com. You can just send an email. If you do send it through social media, that is fine. But if you send it through email, we'll be able to respond with a little graphic to let you know that we got it. Just to remind you guys that every month Natalie is on. So if you have any questions about medical or anything like that, the medical field, send them over. She will be here next Friday, April 25th. So you still got time to send in your questions. If you could try to get it to us before Friday, that would be really helpful for us and Natalie. A few of you sent them in kind of last minute last time. And so she still wants to be able to have time to make sure she gives you guys the most accurate information. And then we are not just on Instagram, but we are also on TikTok. And we've got some new stuff up. And wait a second. Hold on. Okay, there you go. The new graphic. So we're on TikTok and we just posted a Sprite challenge. Sometimes TikTok allows me to post a little bit of the live. And so I did that as well. But we've got our cookie challenge, our cookie crumble review that we're doing. So those are big hits on TikTok. If you know anything about crumble cookie, they're doing pretty good over there. We had fun trying those out. And if you did not watch our Sprite challenge, maybe don't.
Maybe don't.
Oh my gosh.
Vanessa?
Apparently there's fetishes
Yeah,
that we were unaware of.
Not okay after that one.
we just found out that there is apparently a thing, a fetish about burping.
Burping. Who knew?
People are weird, but also people
sick.
people were selling farts in a jar.
True. Yeah. That's
So I
also a
guess
thing.
if that's a thing,
What do you mean they're selling farts in a jar?
Yes.
like somebody had she was an attractive lady and she would
Yeah.
fart in a jar and then she'd put it in the mail and send it off and they would pay for that.
Same.
How
money?
often can you fart?
Well, she got really sick.
Did she?
Yes. Yeah, there
She's
was
probably eating all types of.
She was.
beans
Yeah.
and-
Yes. She was. She got really sick because she had to fart so much. I'm not joking. Like, I know this is very, very ridiculous, but look it up. Girl that farted
It's
in
the
a
same
jar.
people who love
think she got
feeds and want
hospitalized.
pictures of feet.
She got hospitalized from farting too much?
Yeah.
Farting.
I don't
girl.
know. This is
Farting
news to
in
me.
a jar. Yeah, because she was trying to keep up with all the requests.
Requests?
She probably
Farts
had
in a
That's
jar.
a lot of
disgusting.
orders to fill.
She did. She did. She was
You
on
know
like
what
one
I
of
would
those
do?
reality
This is
shows.
not good.
I was
would have
hospitalized
somebody
because
else
of my
fart
fart.
in the jar.
Right. Like
you
your
know-
dog?
You know what you do? You just buy those
stinky
bags,
farts.
the stinky farts, and
You gotta get
you stick it
creative.
in there.
She wanted to be authentic. She made $200,000 selling farts in a jar, but it says I was hospitalized because of my farts.
So she spent $100,000 on her hospital bill.
Probably. It's on Rolling Stones.
That's
Wow.
disgusting.
Yeah, and she has a jar.
Like who in the world? Like how do you fart in a jar and put the lid on fast enough?
I bet there's a video of her doing it.
I bet there is. I bet you have to pay for the video though.
Talia's seen the videos of it. Talia, you need your mic. If you have experience in this
Get
field.
that mic, girl.
Other people do it just for fun. I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, you have to either up and around or yeah.
That's heavy.
Wait, so you've seen a video of somebody farting in a jar?
Yeah, on TikTok.
Oh my
People do it
god.
for fun.
That's wild.
And then they go up to like their sister or brother, and they go
Make them
they
smell
open
it.
it and smell it, and then they're like,
Oh
oh
my
my gosh.
gosh.
Because you have someone
TikTok.
hold it right at your butt, right? And then they have the cap ready, okay?
Wait a minute. You need two people for this?
I mean, the best way to get the most fart in the jar, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So someone holds the cap and someone holds the jar, right? They fart and then you cover it right away when they move their butt and you close it.
That's
Should we
disgusting.
do that?
Is that the
a
next
TikTok?
challenge?
No.
And then we sell it. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just a prank. It was a prank.
They'll be
prank.
smelling my dog's farts because they ain't gonna like.
I had these farts.
I'd be in trouble. I don't fart that much. And the burping is a whole new story. If you want me to sell my burps all
Do
day
that.
long,
Selling the burps.
Just drink a whole Sprite and there you go.
I'm making
that
some
was-
money.
That was rough. I don't like that. I was like,
That was
burping
rough.
all the way until the next morning.
That was rough, and I
was
was
rough.
out in like one swallow.
Literally.
I drank a Sprite today that was in the fridge.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
You're crazy.
Wow.
It tasted-
I didn't drink
it's fine.
carbonation for like
Well,
a
the
whole
other
day.
one's yours too, girl.
Yeah, literally.
You can have it.
Nobody else
While I
wants
was
it.
cleaning, I was just chugging that thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah. That was pretty much it. I'll just real quick do, actually, I didn't do yours. So also, Hope's on TikTok as well. So we're answering questions over there. So you might recognize the voice if you're an avid listener, but not everybody will know. So there's another voice in there. It's not just Hope. No,
it's not.
No, it's not. So go over and go check out those videos.
There's the asker of the questions.
There's a person asking, and I wonder if you guys know who it is. But go head over, go follow, do all the things that you can do on TikTok, repost, and share to your friends. You can even just copy link if you're not reposting all the things, but repost. That's fun too. And lastly, we have foundationchurchfl.com, and you click on shop and you can get all of our merch, all available over there. And last but not least, happy Good Friday. And we have a lot of fun stuff ready for you guys for today. So Hope, take it away.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, so I told them, I said, Now, you might have to put your camera so the people on TikTok can see, because they're not going to be able to see
The things.
all the things.
Yeah.
So I said to the girls, I was like, let's, first of all, I wanted to know what they were doing for before we go into the questions. And we're going to hit all the questions. But we have to finish a little early today because my husband has a interview with somebody, or he's being interviewed for somebody, and so we got to bail and be out of here 5 minutes early today. So we're going to kind of go as quickly as we can. So we have 45 minutes remaining.
Doing this.
We're going to do it. But I said, like, what are you guys doing for Easter? Because we don't do nothing. I mean, we do the baskets, which I told everybody on Wednesday, but we don't do dinner. Like, it's chicken wings and pizza at my house. And I don't cook.
Yeah.
Those I go out and get them. Like, what are you having dinner at your house?
Yeah. So Kylie said my girls really love like dinner. Like they would like me to make dinner every single night.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They just and it means like how much it means to Pastor Tom for you to like bring him food. Like I'm starting to recognize like every time I make dinner, they're like
love
the
language.
happiest. Yeah. So Kylie said she's going to invite one of her friends to church for the first time. I don't know if she's ever actually been. I don't know what her thing is. So she's inviting her, and her parents are away, so she's going to come and hang out with us, and then she'll eat with us. So I was like, I'm going to buy a honey baked ham from Honey Baked Ham.
Those are the best.
They're the best.
They are the best.
I know. So why even try to mess?
Can
with
I have some on
No.
Monday?
Yes.
You make the signs, so right?
I want a sandwich.
Yes. Okay.
Bring me some because I
Okay.
want to make a sandwich. Oh my gosh, it's the best.
Honey baked ham, and then I got their scallop potatoes, so I'm hoping they're good. And then I have rolls ready, which I will make those, but not really. I'm just putting them in
I
to
might
cook.
have to do this. I might have to do something.
I think it's worth it.
I might have to do it. I
And
never
that's
do
easy,
it.
right?
Really good.
They'll be eating pizza and wings. I'll be eating
There you go.
Yeah, your honey
by
baked
myself.
ham. I'm sure you can get like a fun size one.
Yeah, there's probably a little one.
A little.
So that's but I'll be here.
But are you
I'll be
done?
here.
Are you done? I'm done. I got pretty much everything for Easter.
No, I've got to do a little bit more, but I'm going to do it after I get the honey baked ham. So I'm going to go. I have one little spot I need to stop. But yeah, other than that, we every year we go to church, believe it or not. Like that's
Every
Easter
year?
for us.
Yes, that's me.
yeah. So like we just like church is Easter.
That's
and then,
it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then usually we do like I figure out something for dinner because most places are closed, and I hate it's just easier not to have to like think like what store is closed, what's not. So
I love it that the stores are closed.
I do too. So I just have to be
Yes.
prepared, and I'm not always
100%.
prepared. So
I agree.
yeah.
100% on that.
So Jeff, well, he's not working today. So he's been
Mike
setting
and
up
Lion.
all day for Sunday. So he's got his like outdoor rotisserie going because we're going to be cooking a lamb out on the open fire.
Okay, but
So spiritual.
It's not a whole lamb.
It's not. It's just the shoulder.
For those of us that were like, is it
Not a whole
legs?
lamb.
Is it like?
Can we get that on TikTok?
I didn't think it was I didn't think he's out there like turning. I was spinning
My
a
brain
lamb,
went there.
but
My
I
brain-
was like,
my
did it
brain went
really?
there.
I literally was like, it's got to be like significant amount, like legs and, but it's
he's
just
got
a shoulder.
contraption where it's like mechanically it turns. So it's gonna be like in like a little like outdoor rotisserie where it's like.
Yummy.
He doesn't take like him and meat. He doesn't mess around.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't mess around, and so my in-laws are coming. My mom is coming over. Then the kids, and I did all my shopping too. So all of their like baskets are done. But their
have you
baskets
put the
are-
baskets together yet?
Yeah, I
I'm
have.
I'm doing that tonight.
Yeah, if I don't do it right away, it never gets done. So that's how my brain works, and so I just got it all done so that I don't have to think about it. But their baskets are just like toiletries, like things that they should have.
You needed.
that they
Oh my
needed.
gosh.
That's like stockings.
And then like
It's
a
that
piece
time
of
of year.
candy.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That's
my
perfect.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Talia.
Yeah. It's my Nana's birthday on Easter.
Oh okay.
Oh, yay.
So we're going to lunch right after church, like right after. And then after that, I'm heading to her house and spending
Yes.
the rest of the day with them.
Yeah.
Fun.
Which will be fun. Okay, so that everybody can put names with faces because some people don't know us. Like, so I told them, I said, let's do our families, like But I don't want you to like see them like today's versions. Let's do like when our kids were small. Now Talia's mom was awesome because she's Johnny on the spot. She like fast had everything ready for me.
Yes.
God bless you, woman.
Yeah.
So let's do Tal first.
Yeah, perfect. That's
Did
what
you
I
have
was
that
gonna do.
first?
I was ready.
Oh my gosh.
So Talia with the Easter Bunny,
Why do I
she's
look
just
like
chilling and relaxing with the Easter Bunny, along with her siblings, her 2 sisters. I'm telling you, that Char, like bumpa-bana.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Bumpa-bana.
Just a cutie.
And this is her whole family, her mama, her dad.
So cute.
So cute.
So cute.
Her older sister.
Yeah.
There
course I
she
was wearing
is,
a dress.
right next to her mama,
Yep.
wearing a matching dress.
Cuties.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just
Vanessa's
the
kids.
babies.
These are all at church. Like, I recognize all of
know.
these places at church. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
With their Easter baskets.
Easter basket.
So cute.
They grow so fast.
I know.
They
Also
do grow
at
so
church.
fast.
Also at church.
Of course.
Yeah.
Look at Vanessa
We just
looking
did that.
so hot.
So
Aw.
cute.
I love that dress.
Me
Vanessa.
too. Where is
Wow.
it?
I know. Why does that always happen? Where do our dresses go?
I love that rust color. Oh,
also at
looking.
church.
And there they are.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna get an
Oh, there's his
updated
older.
picture this year.
Yes.
Vanessa
should
looks
get-
like her daughter's sister.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
You should get a
She
family
does.
picture.
Yes. Can we
Hope
get one
this
of you
year.
this Easter? And we'll see
I have
why.
to fight tooth and nail with my kids
That's
and
a-
my
I
husband.
know.
We
Like,
actually
it's not
do
worth
have
it.
one.
Do we?
Or was that Mother's Day we did that?
No, Mother's Day.
Oh, it's always
Yeah,
Mother's
it's
Day.
always
That's the
Mother's
only
Day.
time I get
Mother's
my
Day.
wish.
Darn.
Okay.
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 look at
This
this
is Tracy's
twins.
kids.
That's the little babies. When
They're
just
adults
little.
now?
Yep. And that was
Look
them
how
doing
big.
eggs, all 3 girls. And then with the Easter bunny. And then this is Allison when we got a bunny. And that's how she used to snuggle her. That's a real bunny.
Oh my gosh.
That's our real
Where's
bunny.
that bunny?
That bunny is gone. That bunny escaped, chewed his way out. Well, we thought it was a girl. And then we found out it was not a girl, it was a boy. And chewed his way out of our lanai screen and was ready to go find his girlfriend. There's
Oh
something about
my
our
gosh.
boy animals. They just are ready to run. This was our first Easter together
Oh my gosh.
as a fam before Tootie. And then this is one, Alexis was with her mom, but this was Tootie's first Easter with her sisters. And then this one is Tootie worshiping in the front at church because we go to church on Easter. And then this is the last one that I could find with
Oh my
Tootie and
gosh.
Easter Bunny. Just a cute girl. And then cutie girl.
Oh, that's my little girl.
Little Norma.
Yeah, that's her Easter outfit.
That was
No, this
so
is when she's a baby.
Just a baby.
Just a baby. This is her a little older.
So cute.
This is my son.
He's
Talia's a little predge, but yeah, that's him.
So cute. And then
And
last but not least,
This is us at a fall festival because I don't take pictures of my children or us as a family apparently at Easter. I spent 45 minutes looking. Thank God for Tracy. Tracy, she made that an Easter picture for a
My
very brief
gosh.
period of time. So
Could you
there's
guys
my
tell?
family. That's my family
look how cute.
celebrating Easter.
know.
I didn't know we were going to do older. But like everybody, pretty well. Some people don't know my kids as older, but whatevs.
Yeah, I know. But so cute.
Yes.
I love those.
I love it.
So a fall festival picture was turned into an Easter picture
Yeah.
rapidly.
I bet nobody would have could tell if we didn't say anything.
Oh, I'm in a sweatshirt in Florida. Tom's in a sweatshirt.
It looks very fall festival. But that bunny kind of threw it off.
Totally took over.
Tricky.
God bless it. All right, let's go with the
Okay.
questions. First question, which I love this question, as I said prior to us getting going, but it says Easter is supposed to be about forgiveness and new beginnings, right? But honestly, I'm dreading it. Oh, this is different. This one isn't the same one. I have like 3 questions. We're going to have to hurry. But honestly, I'm dreading it. My family, sorry, I forgot about this one. This
I know, I did
one's
too.
like
Yeah.
totally... Oh, this was like, or whatever. My family hasn't been on great terms this year. Some harsh words were said and things haven't really been resolved. Doesn't this sound like every holiday?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
Especially
Thanksgiving.
after COVID.
Yes.
God
that's
bless
true.
it.
That's true. After COVID, especially.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That is so true. But Thanksgiving, like if you think about nobody wants to go to Thanksgiving most of the time. Why? Because you're having to sit and eat dinner with you. And Easter's the same way. Christmas is at least it's just like, let's open presents and get the heck out, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
bad
that's
when we
true.
feel like that about
I know.
family
That's so
events.
sad.
But says, so my family hasn't been on great terms this year. Some harsh words were said, and things haven't really been resolved. Now Easter's coming up, and I feel this pressure to pretend like everything's fine. Is it wrong that I don't feel ready to forgive and forget just because it's a holiday? I want to honor what Easter is really about, but I'm also still hurt. How do I celebrate resurrection and peace when things in my family still feel kind of broken? Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I don't think I've ever not felt like this before in my life. I don't know of anybody who hasn't felt like this. For me, it's been like that more than once, having to go to a family event. And I'm not talking about like our family wasn't just like my siblings and parents. Okay, that's a lot of times it's just easier when it's that way because you do get along with your siblings most of the time and your parents, right? But then you add the extended family. That was my problem almost every single time because the extended family, that's a whole lot more people with a whole lot more opinions, and that's where it got rough at times, having to go to, did you guys go to family functions where it was just more than just your siblings and then it was cousins and aunts and uncles?
Yes.
And was a hot mess.
Yes.
Because you walked in the room and everybody's like, not a big fan.
No. But yes, I had a lot of people, but we all, got along.
Yeah, that's not my story.
That's not my story.
That's
Not
why
all the
I
time. There were times where we
No.
did, but there were times when we walked in and we knew,
Yeah.
they don't like us and we don't like them.
I know. And we didn't know. I don't know. That's why
Yeah.
these questions are like really sad to me because I always loved going and hanging out with my cousins. We didn't all agree with
Something
everything.
just happened over here.
Okay. Do you want to check it out, Tal?
Yeah, Tal. I don't know what it is, but
For me, it wasn't.
now it's gone. I don't know. It was like in Egyptian or
Oh.
okay.
That's okay. Yeah, we're good.
Didn't know.
Hey, guys.
There's another. That's it
Hi.
right there again.
Oh, no. Yeah, we're not taking any requests. Sorry, TikTok. We're just hanging out
What are
today.
they requesting?
They want to join us.
Oh, sorry. You can't join.
No.
Oh,
This
man.
is a private conversation. This is a me and them, not a you and us.
Yeah, you could watch. You can listen.
Please
and
watch. Please watch.
Yeah.
But we're not technically we're not ready for all of that.
Yeah.
Someday.
Maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, Tracy's saying maybe. I'm open to it. She's close to it apparently.
Maybe.
But
You just never know who's gonna pop up.
that's true.
That's true.
That's
If
true.
you're in a fighting mood, Hope, I'm
Hey,
like all
listen.
for it.
Like I might do a call in. Like you call in,
Okay.
we answer your question. They're doing it again. Somebody else wants to join in. Well, God bless. They left. They left just as soon as they came. I love TikTok. This is one of the things I love about it, though.
you just never know.
You never know.
You never know what you're getting.
They're saying stuff. What did they say? Huh?
Oh.
I can't let you join. I'm sorry. We don't know what we're doing. No, don't listen to her. Watch, but we don't know what we're doing.
yeah.
This is like
Oh
our
my
third time
gosh.
doing this.
We're like actually live, like not just
Yeah.
TikTok live. Like we have a whole live thing going. So
yeah, it's not that easy.
maybe later.
Maybe later.
So
Yeah.
you guys see that I'm just saying. So Tracy, you've never experienced this. I have experienced this. I've experienced this not as a really good, solid Christian, which I walked in like this chick or this, I don't know if it's a girl, this person and been like, I don't know if I'm going to forgive you. I mean, what about you, Vanessa?
So my dynamic was a little different. Like at all the family gatherings, if you know the Spanish culture, I don't include myself, but the Spanish culture can be very critical. So
Oh, really?
everyone had an opinion about how you dressed, looked, what you were doing, and it was just
I'm not Spanish and I'm Irish and the Irish are like this. But I mean, I think all people are kind of like, what are they really like vocal in?
yeah. And I remember this one time I was like a teenager and I went for a second helping of potato salad. And one of the older ladies was like, pero que gorda. And she was like talking about how like I shouldn't have went for the second helping. Till this day, I can't see potato salad the same.
Oh my gosh.
Never a second helping.
I always go for a second helping, usually with potato salad.
Especially
I
holidays.
mean, what the heck?
Potato salad's so good.
Holidays is all about seconds.
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
Come on.
But she had an opinion about
She
my
was
second
unhappy about
helping.
it.
And
Yeah.
it's till this day.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It's not happening.
Not happy.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I think it's going to be kind of difficult for you to walk into, like, if you're a Christian, it's going to be pretty difficult for you to walk into a family event. And again, I confess, I've done it, but I was wrong because you know, forgiveness is not an option. Forgiveness is mandatory. And like, I read this thing. It is cheesy. I read this thing this morning. It's cheesy, but it's true. It's still true. It says, I don't know where I read this, to be honest with you, because I was researching a whole bunch of stuff about Good Friday and about Easter today. And I came across this, but it says Easter is about real resurrection. And resurrection doesn't ignore wounds. It comes through them.
Wow.
So, like, you got to walk through this, and you're going to have to go into that room, into that family dinner, and you're going to have to ignore the wounds that somebody has said to you.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to, like, get through it. Like, you're not going to be able to act like how you want to behave. I think a lot of people think that, I mean, if you think about this, when we forget, like, or we don't comprehend what being raised from the dead really means, like resurrection. Somebody literally died. They didn't take a little nip nap for a couple hours and then wake up. Like, I mean, Jesus was dead, deader than dead. And at that time, when they would wrap a body up with perfume, but they started decaying very quickly. So rigor mortis had set in. Like, these people were, I mean, he was dead, guys. So what caused him to be resurrected, and I made a list, is the very thing that you're having a hard time. You're going to have to, like, we always say this around here, but it's the carnal man. The carnal man does not want to die, but it has to. It can't take a nap. Mm-hmm. It has to die. And this person can't call me. So when you look at what Jesus actually went through that resurrection, he was betrayed by all of his friends and those who wanted nothing to do with him besides the Pharisees and the Sadducees. So he was resurrected by his 12 disciples, his 3 best friends, and Peter being one of them, who looked directly at his face and denied him, which is what Luke said. And then you look at the people who he did the greatest miracles for. They rejected him. Have you been betrayed like that by your family? Nope. So you can, like, all that stuff, you have to forgive. Like, you haven't even been ultimately betrayed like he was. And he provided forgiveness on the cross on Good Friday. He was abandoned. He suffered deep pain. We are mandated to, if we say we're a Christian, that means we are Christ-like. That means that we behave and we act like him in any and all situations that come our way. And that's not always fun. That's why I said when I had to deal with it with family, I didn't act, and I totally forgot, like, or maybe didn't have the revelation knowledge that I do now, that, well, I didn't have the option to go into that dinner and behave any other way than how Jesus would. When you say you're a Christian, that means you are a little Jesus. You are Christ-like. You don't have options. If you're Christ-like, then you have to give and provide forgiveness. Matthew 26:39. It's the New Living Translation. Says he went on a little farther and bowed with his face to the ground, praying, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering be taken away from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine." So what that means is, even though he didn't want to go to the cross, his carnal man did not want to go and suffer and deal with what he was about to experience. Is no different than you not wanting to go to this dinner and have to suffer
Right.
through it.
Right.
Yep.
But he made a decision, and so do you. Go ahead, girls.
So good.
That's really good. I know.
Whenever I'm struggling with somebody, and this is something that I've incorporated recently, is, Lord, give me eyes to see them like you see them.
Yeah, that's good.
Through eyes of compassion. And so that really helps as well. But like you said, like, you have to forgive. You've been so freely you've received, you also have to give that freely. And so if you've been forgiven, guess what? You're going to have to forgive. It's
100%.
the way it is.
Yep. Yeah. I know. And this one's hard because, like, who doesn't? I mean, I think everybody, like, innately wants to be with their family around holidays. Like, I think you just, like, it's cultural, like, it's what you want to do, and then you go and it's like a disappointment because it doesn't pan out the way, like, your heart wants it to be.
We all have an idea.
Right.
It's like when people go on vacation, they all have this grandiose idea that the vacation's going to be.
You watch a Hallmark movie and they, they get along.
Right.
Yeah, we just
You set up this expectation,
Yeah.
and that's what makes this hard.
Yeah.
For sure.
because most people, including yourself, don't live up to expectations.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Right.
the other thing people will say, well, it's so stressful. It's going to be so stressful for me to walk in that room and not know what people are going to say or do, or how they're going to respond to me.
Right.
Well, again, go back to what Jesus did in the Garden of Gethsemane. What did he do? He sweat droplets of blood. Why? Because of the stress that was on him
Right.
Yeah.
of your sin and mine.
Yeah.
And yet he still went to that cross, being forsaken, abandoned, brutally beaten. In Isaiah, it clearly says all of this, and still through all of that was providing forgiveness for each and every single one of us.
Yeah.
So you have to forgive these people.
Totally.
And so much you forgive, you are forgiven. And when you act like that, and when you behave like that, you shock the family of, if I would have behaved, which I never behaved poorly, but I would just kind of ignore, which isn't always the greatest thing to do, because when you can walk in a room and act like, Tracy always says, like you're living your best life. When you do that, what you do is you don't give anybody the upper hand, okay? Because what you've done is said, you can treat me any kind of way you want to, but how you dictate to me does not mean the way that I'm going to allow that to be dictated to me. I will reject all of your negativity, and I will still stay positive because you don't have that authority in my life.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're not going to get under my skin, and you're not going to bother me, because guess what? Success is the best way
It is.
of revenge.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you act happy and you act as if nothing they've done is bothering you, which it shouldn't. It's easier said than done. I know. I've walked through it, and I'm going through some stuff right now where I'm having to battle through people that I care about and how they treat me, and or the responses to me, which have not been like even remotely truthful. But the same thing is when I'm in that room with people or these people, how am I going to behave? And I'm going to behave as if nothing's happened, which is not going to be easy, okay? Because these people matter to me. But I'm not going to do it, because I will never allow, first of all, Satan to get the upper hand, and second, somebody get the upper hand.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not easy. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
And once you do it the first time, like, it just gets easier. Like, you make these pathways in your brain where, like, the next time you encounter this, you just operate in it because you've done it already and it's familiar.
Yeah. It gets easier and easier the more you do it.
Absolutely.
And like a lot of people will say like fake it till you make it, and people will be like, well, I'm not a faker, like I'm genuine. But you know what? If your personality like stinks, then maybe you need to just change your personality. And so that
I
might
said
mean
that
like
in this.
faking it.
Yes.
Right. Yes, it's true though. And
Yeah.
it's not like I feel like people are always finding reasons why they can't change. And so sometimes you do have to fake it till you make it. And it's for your best. It's creating new pathways, and it'll
And
watch
do
what you
really
attract.
Like, do you really not want to make it to heaven because of unforgiveness?
Right. Oh,
Like,
Which it says,
no.
in so much you forgive, you are forgiven. None
Yeah.
of us have.
Right. Right. Right.
Come on.
I know. And I like planting that seed. Like I like forgiving people, knowing that like in the future I might need forgiveness, and it will come easier because I'm easily forgiving
Right,
people.
right.
I want that.
You're sowing the
It just
seed of
doesn't
forgiveness.
matter. Big scheme of thing, it just doesn't matter. People like Colossians 3:13-14 says, and I love this: make allowance for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. You need to walk into Easter dinner with this mentality. Scripture is scripture, and it is true. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. Yeah. So are you faking it until you make it? No, you're putting that, which is what she was saying. Are you faking it until you make it? In that scripture, this is what you're supposed to do, which means the carnal man is suppressed. The spirit man rises above.
Right.
And if that means you have to fake that, how you feel to get that spiritual man to rise up, then that's what you do.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's the real you.
Right.
The carnal man is not.
Right.
And you have to realize that.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yes. Thank you for putting it that way.
Yeah, make your behaviors, because I had literally in my notes, fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
Because, but the thing is you'll have no regret when you leave that room.
Right.
And you will have actually been
Yeah.
the real Jesus
Yes.
that they needed to see,
Right. Yep.
that they obviously
Right.
don't know.
And they might not admit this, but they might be like, "Oh, I want what they have."
Right.
Like they seem very peaceful,
Yeah.
and joyful.
Yeah. And successful and,
And,
all those
like,
things. Yeah.
okay.
Like, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They won't tell that to your face, but
No.
Probably not.
they might be thinking that.
I mean, seriously, if you use this as a perfect example, right? Everybody looks at Instagram, that Facebook. They always look at their family and or friends. And let's think about this. The friends or family that you kind of like, they rub you the wrong way. When you see them being successful, how does that make you feel? A lot of the times you're like, that's not cool. Why is that happening to them? They're a horrible person. Or that you're bothered by their success. Wouldn't you prefer, instead of you acting like them, that they're bothered by your success?
Right.
I'd rather have life like that.
Yep.
I'd rather have it be that you're not bothering me. You can be bothered about me all you want to, but I'm not allowing that to be how I feel. And everybody gets irritated when they see somebody that they don't really care for, either on vacation, living their best life, having some kind of success in either in their business or whatever the case may be. Nobody likes that. I mean, I don't care anymore, but I will be honest with you, back in the day, I'd be like, well, that sucks. They don't deserve that. I mean, who am I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how a lot of people are. So, truth, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
That's
Good.
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 It's truth. So, chickie or dude, whoever you are, walk into that dinner like you are the best thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That your presence is like you're blessing them with your presence, whether they feel that way or not. You know what? Be confident and know that. And your attitude when you leave and how you behave towards everybody, they've been blessed that you showed up.
Yep.
Not because you think you're the poop, but because you treated them as they
Yeah.
deserve to be treated.
Right.
Totally.
Let's go to sponsors really quick, and then we're going to move on to the next question. Real Estate Appraisal Associates of Southwest Florida is owned by Laura Keller. They have been in business since 2005. They provide the most accurate certified home appraisal service in Southwest Florida. They have upfront pricing, and they have no hidden fees. No waiting for a couple weeks for your appraisal. They will have it done in 2 to 4 days. Why do you need an appraisal? There are many reasons to get one. First, when you sell your home, it removes any concern that you priced it too low to eliminate paying high estate taxes on on a home you inherited to make sure that you are not paying too much in property taxes because of an inaccurate home valuation. Lastly, so that when you list your home, it's not priced too high and sits on the market for months or longer. Real Estate Appraisal Associates of Southwest Florida are highly trusted and valued. They have done over 10,000 appraisals. They are locally owned and operated over 30 years, and they are licensed, state certified appraiser and are an expert team. Their appraisals have a 100% money back guarantee, and they provide residential real estate appraisals in the following counties: Charlotte, DeSoto, Sarasota, Manatee, Hillsborough, Pinellas, Lee. And if you give them a call and tell them that you heard about them from the Hope Hotline, they will give you a $50 discount. The phone number you want to call if you're listening is 941-743-3700, 941-743-3700. Hanson's Automotive Services has been in business since 2017 with 20 years experience. They do everything from oil changes to tires to AC work to engine repair and replacement. They are not just motivated to do their best, they are automotivated. Their business lives by Proverbs 16:3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. The phone number for them is 941-460-3962, 941-460-3962. Let's go to the next question because I have 15 minutes to do two. And that's probably not going to happen, but we're going to try and make it do it. I've always struggled with Good Friday. I understand it's about Jesus dying for our sins, but honestly, it just feels dark and sad to me. Why do we even call it Good Friday when it's about death and betrayal? I want to feel connected to it, but I just don't get it. What's actually good about it? And like I said earlier, I've never thought about it in that perspective at all. I've always thought this is like the greatest day ever.
Yeah.
But really, that was a pretty rough day.
Yeah.
Not very good.
I mean, we read the story. I've cried over the story. But I always look at the 3 days later.
Yeah.
And I never but I never thought this wasn't such a good day for him.
And think about the disciples too. Like, it must have been really hard for them as well, seeing their Messiah or who they thought was the Messiah at that point. Could you just imagine the thoughts?
Right. And his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I
heartbreaking.
mean, I see my son in a cage fighting.
Right.
When he's got his fights. And I'm like wanting to go in there and pound faces myself. Right. But...
Right.
I mean, he willingly walks in that cage to fight.
Yeah.
Jesus willingly gave his life down, but it's still tough to see.
And he told them, I'm coming back in 3 days, but
They didn't get it.
they didn't get it.
Right.
I don't know, though. I mean, would any of us have gotten it?
Right.
No,
Truthfully,
and
probably
I
not.
I put myself in those shoes.
I mean,
like, would I have thought,
I've been like, where'd you go?
but I have seriously thought, how could they not know? Well, I mean, really,
I didn't know
like,
because I would have been at the like that because they were gathering. They were like, I don't know. They weren't waiting for him at the tomb 3 days later.
No.
Waiting for him to rise.
it's just crazy. But here's the thing. The Sadducees and the Pharisees obviously believed it because they were the ones that put extra guards out there.
They did.
And made sure it was sealed.
Yeah.
So obviously, they believed it more than his own disciples believed it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
The
That's
ones
good.
that
That's a
were
good
the
point.
most skeptical of him, which just shows you they weren't skeptical.
Well,
they
because-
were power hungry.
Yeah, and they also knew scripture. So they probably knew
There's a chance.
that there was a chance.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's look at this day. Okay. So let's look at what happened on this day. And I'm going to kind of do it to validate what your thought process is on it. But, you know, I am in great shape because the next one we did the first question.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we already answered what we're doing. So
I can go slow.
yeah, take a breath.
I can take it my time because I only have like 12 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot to say in 12 minutes. And they do too. So let's look at what happened today. So on this day, the Roman authorities in Jerusalem, the time frame is 30 to 33 AD. Nobody knows exactly, but we do know that Jesus was 30 years old when he started his ministry approximately, and his ministry was 3 years. That's all he did. His cousin, John the Baptist, also the same age as him, 6 months difference, right? And we know this because Mary went and saw Elizabeth, her cousin, who had John the Baptist in her womb at that time. And John the Baptist leaped in the womb, and then he was born 6 months prior to Jesus, because Mary was just in her 3rd month when she went and saw her cousin Elizabeth. So John the Baptist turned the world upside down, but he did it in 6 months time frame, because he only did ministry for 6 months before he was imprisoned by Herod and then beheaded. Isn't that crazy, though, that somebody could do so much in such a short period of time? I would have thought that what John the Baptist did was years, because people were coming to him out in the wilderness, not him going to the synagogues. They came to him. They traveled to him. You would think that normally it would take a lot longer to make that happen, but it's crazy that it worked out that way. So he was arrested at night in the Garden of Gethsemane after being betrayed by Judas, and all of his disciples were with him. Even John Mark, who they believe, which John Mark was not. John Mark is actually Barnabas's cousin, who was with Paul. John Mark is Barnabas's cousin. John Mark's mother is where they believe a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened in the new church, along with where Jesus would meet, things like that. So a lot of significant things happened in his house. But John Mark is the one, remember in, I think it's in Luke, because Luke was present, where John Mark is the kid, or is the person where the soldiers take the towel that was wrapped around him and he runs out of the woods naked. Do you remember that part of the story? They believe that's John Mark. You guys don't remember that part. But it's, I do have my Bible, but it's it's King James Version, and people will die if I read it, including myself.
Yeah.
But that night in the Garden of Gethsemane is where Peter actually was trying to prove his point that he would stand strong with Jesus, and he chopped off the ear of the soldier, and then Jesus chastised him and put the ear back on. That was a rough night, because even in the garden is where Jesus sweat drops of blood from the stress of having to go in. And so it all begins then, right? And then later on, they put Jesus on trial before the Jewish religious leaders, the Sanhedrin, and then before the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. And this is also where Pontius Pilate washes his hand, because his wife has the dream, who they believe was a Christian and a follower of Jesus, but no one's completely sure about that. But she had the dreams and said, don't have anything to do with this man and the judgment on him. And that's the reason why he washed his hands. But so many significant things on one day. And then he's falsely accused, he's mocked and beaten. And I'm going to read to you very quickly what that looked like, because I see why she's or he is that's not good to me.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand what occurred for that. So what they would do for somebody, the Romans would only beat you 39 times, because they believed if they did 40, you would die, because it was pretty severe what they would do. I want you to think about Passover. Remember, Passover, the Passover was when Moses, the Israelites were exiting out of Egypt, but in order, the angel of death, the last plague, angel of death went through every home, passed by every home, and the ones that had the Passover lamb's blood, which is the blood on the side, side doors post, and the upper, what is that? The top of the doorpost, so it's top and two sides. If it had the lamb's blood on it, the angel passed over, and the first son would not die. So get this. So you got the crown of thorns on his head. Think about this. It says that, and the Passover meal had just taken place. Remember, Last Supper was celebrating the Passover. So this is the Jewish tradition. The Roman tradition for beating somebody, scourging them. The two hands of the criminal are bound to a post, and then the servant of the synagogue either pulls or tears off his clothes until he leaves his breast and shoulders bare. A stone or block is placed behind him on which the servant stands. He holds in his hands a scourge made of leather divided into 4 tails. He who scourges lays 1/3 on the criminal's breast, another third on his right shoulder, and another on his left. The man who receives the punishment is neither sitting nor standing, but all the while stooping, and the man smites with all his strength with one hand. So 13, 13, and 13. So then you had the crown of thorns laid on Jesus's head. So you think about that. That's just like the doorpost. He's the true lamb, the true Lamb of God, and it's just like crazy. It's crazy how the symbolism, and just as that lamb's blood made sure that the angel passed over and did not harm that family, it's actually set them free, because as soon as all that was done, then they were, Pharaoh said, get out of here, right? Well, that's what Jesus did. As soon as he was scourged, he was crucified, what did he do? He set us free.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, there's so much symbolism in the Bible, but it all is a foreshadowing of one thing to, the Old Testament is a foreshadowing of the New Testament. Right. It's just profound that it is not by accident that things are done the way that they are to prove.
And it fits so perfectly.
Yeah.
It really does.
The old and the new.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's like hand in hand.
Literally.
A glove fits a hand. Okay, I've got 4 minutes. So he's falsely accused. He's mocked. He's beaten. He's sentenced to death by crucifixion and a brutal and humiliating Roman form of execution. He's forced to carry his cross to a hill called Golgotha, which he had someone. What was that guy's name? Starts with a C. Capheus. Was it Capheus? I can't remember. He helped him carry part of the time, and then he was crucified between 2 criminals, nailed to a wooden cross, and left to die. Now, some people believe, and they haven't proven this exactly, but it is thought to believe by the Jewish people that actually Barabbas, who is set free, is a part of these 2 criminals that were also on the cross. He was set free, and he was actually the more violent of them, but he set free, and those 2 guys that were with him were also zealots, and they were along with him. They're thieves, but they were a part of the same thing that Barabbas was supposed to be crucified for, and he was in the place. So 3 crosses, 2 people, 1 set free. Does that make sense? So Barabbas was supposed to be one of those 3.
Yep.
And Jesus took his place, which a lot of people don't know. But Barabbas, Jesus is the Son of God, and Barabbas means Barabbas is very similar to the Son of Man. I think it's Son of Man instead of Son of God. It's crazy how it all
Son of the Father.
Son of the Father. Instead of Son of God, it's Son of the Father. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Like if you look at all of the things that are so remotely close together, and it could have been one of the 2 other thieves, but they choose Barabbas, who actually is, his name is also Jesus Barabbas, which is nuts. Yeah. Jesus Barabbas and Jesus Christ. Yeah. So let's keep going. Crucified between 2. And then thank God one of the thieves, or one of the criminals actually gets saved.
Yep.
That just goes to show you, even in the last dying breath that you have, Jesus is fighting for you. Yep. Tooth and nail. Tooth and nail. In his last dying breaths, he was winning the lost.
Yeah, exactly.
My goodness.
Yep. Exactly.
None of us should ever stop.
Yeah.
Trying to bring people to him. Died several hours later at 3 p.m. Monumental earthquake. Felt all around the world. Buried quickly in a borrowed tomb before sundown as the Sabbath was approaching. And that borrowed tomb was Joseph, another Joseph, who was actually part of the Pharisee Sanhedrin group who was trying to crucify him, but he didn't. He actually said, I want no parts of this.
Yep.
So I understand what you're saying with 1:17 left. I understand what you're saying, but for me, I look at this totally as the ultimate love story. I don't, not just Easter, but Good Friday, I look at it as the ultimate love story. And it's very much like a husband and a wife should be in their marriage. It says that a husband should lay down his life as Christ loved the church. Mm-hmm. And how easy would a woman be able to follow a man and do her biblical part of submitting to her husband if the ultimate love story that Jesus did for us on Good Friday was performed on a daily basis in our marriages.
Right. Wow.
Okay? And so for me, I'm like, that should be something that's paralleled as well. As we parallel all these other things, let's parallel that as well. So I have 28 seconds left. And with that being said, if you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, today is your day. I would strongly suggest that you ask him into your life, come to know him in a deep way. Watch us at Foundation Church on Sunday and tune in and listen. He's life-giving, life-changing, and you will never be the same. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you Sunday and Wednesday of next week. Bye.
Real talk.